Look at all the window coverage on this one. If you got a lake site and you want to get set up and stay a while, you're going to want to stay tuned. Hello everybody, welcome to Bish's RV up here in Ludington, Michigan. My name is Josh the RV Nerd, and behind us the 40FDEN, either Salem or Wildwood. Wildwood calls it a lodge, Salem calls it a villa? Villa? I feel like I should know that. Regardless, what is this thing? So this is, a lot of people call these park models, and I'm not going to argue with you if you call them that. I get what you're saying, because they're mostly used in a park, you know, not rocket science. But it's, point of technicality, a destination trailer. The difference being it's fully self-contained. And the idea here, if you want all the big space of a fifth wheel, and actually you want, but you don't want the extra steps, you want all in one flat deck, or if you're not towing it, that is where these guys come in. Take the space of a fifth wheel, but peel out the cost and the weight of that gooseneck chassis and like the fancy running gear and all that stuff, the automatic leveling. You don't need all that if it's just gonna stay put the whole time, and that's where these come in. Now, they've recently redesigned this model, so we're kind of looking for some input, kind of curious to know what you folks think about it. And up here in Ludington, if you're anywhere around this area, call the team at this location. They are not only the highest volume destination trailer sales location in the state of Michigan, which is a big statement. There's some big dealerships and some big stores in the state, but they're actually the largest in our entire Bish's RV organization in terms of destination trailer volume. I just don't know if there's anyone out there better suited to take care of you for this kind of business right here. If you need it moved, like if you don't want to pull an RV, you just want someone else to park it. You drive a little Kia Soul like I do or something. Get one of these, let us arrange delivery for you, and you just show up and turn the key. Easy, baby. And with all the front windows on this thing, it has got a lot of glass and a lot of class. Now, I feel a little bit dirty and guilty about what I'm about to say. This RV only has one living room slide, but it is the be-all, end-all mother of mega slides. We're only looking at 2/3 of it right now. You can kind of peek at the table and chairs off screen to our left over here. It's that big. I can't really get it all in one shot at one time from this angle. But look at the maximized window coverage in this. And this is an extra tall slide. So if you take note, even a tall gangly goofball like me over 6 feet can clearly, it's like a 7-foot tall slide, I think, or something like that. It's like 6.5, 7 foot tall. It's big, folks. Now, you notice some of the changes they've done here. It's not exactly like their stick and tin Versa Lounge. It's sort of like an upgraded version of it. But what you have here is like a wraparound pseudo-sectionalized style sofa. And by the way, you might notice this thing behind it. That is the sliding screen door for the patio door. It just ships behind the sofa so it doesn't get damaged or anything like that. But there's also a hide-a-bed section there. We'll get to all that in just a minute, though. First of all, just looking at all the windows, all the coverage on this thing. And, you know, from the outside, you could tell it had a lot of window coverage, but I don't think it really does it justice. The only area around here it doesn't really have frontal window coverage is that space above the electric space heat and fireplace, because that is for the, choose your own entertainment center over here where you get to pick your own poison with the television. Now, I'm going to sit down right over here at the sofa so that you can see you're basically on Boardwalk and Park Place with this thing. And a new 23 update, they have a mirrored front fireplace that personally I think just looks really, really cool. And then you can turn it on for heat. You can also turn it on for just cool color visuals that'll kind of glow through that, which is nice. But it also has this recliner over here. And if I slide over here, and you just want to kind of kick back, man, I tell you what, you kick your feet up, I could definitely spend a day right there. Or you pivot left a little bit and just look at the view you get out at your campsite. You get to look at the beautiful voltages and the Cedar Creeks. Well, no, I guess that's what you'll see up here at Ludington, Michigan. Interesting note, our Ludington, Michigan store where I am at currently is the highest volume destination trailer location, both in Michigan and in all of Bish's RV. These are folks who are trained and specialized in doing exactly what we are looking at here. Now, they've also gotten rid of all the carpet in the slides, which I think a lot of people... I've noticed a lot of seasonal and destination park type places. They often have like a lot of sand or just, dirt paths or something like that, and you track that stuff into your trailer. Well, now you track a lot less of it into your trailer. This is weird, though. Standard, 1 air, optional 2. I can't even fathom something with this cubic foot of space not having dual centralized air. But I mean, am I crazy? No, that was an easy soft pitch. Am I wrong? Let me throw it at you that direction. So just kind of giving you a look at everything here. You've got I'm a sucker for vertical blinds. I don't know why. I love them so much. But you also, you have just amazing visibility off of the, campside, the drive, every side of the RV, effectively, even the back side of this thing. And who doesn't like a good look at a good backside? While HR lights up my phone, I want to show you the hide-a-bed sleeper sofa that's built into this big sectional monster. Additionally, there's that floating ottoman, because the recliner doesn't need a place to kick your feet up, but the sofa can benefit from it and its storage. And note the recliner, because it's free-floating, and it is a rocking recliner, you could move that thing around. And I tell you what, I could easily see somebody just sitting there at the end of the day, with a drink in your hand, whether it's a conventional iced tea or perhaps a Long Island variety, whatever, poison you pick, just enjoying, like, overlooking a lake or the campsite, or watching your kids or grandkids or something, dog run around outside. I don't know. There's just a lot of opportunities. Like, where would you take this thing? How would you use it? I'd be very curious. And by the way, the ceiling lights in here, they are on a dimmer switch. So if you just want to kind of mute everything down and not be quite so bright, you have that opportunity too. Now in these, a full table and chairs is just the standard. I don't even think they offer a booth in something like this. Let me ask you, would you want a booth in something like this? Now, you might have noticed this big pantry over here, which you could also use, like, the shelves don't run all the way to the front of it, which makes it a great little broom closet, by the way, as well. Something, like, I talk about wastebasket space in campers all the time. I don't often talk about broom closets. We're going to talk something else about keeping the floors clean in just a second. But anyway, you're looking at this. The light is all the way at the top. So you might be thinking, now how am I supposed to reach up here? With a light switch. Now back it up just a bit. I realized I skipped right over something. These have both a central vacuum system as well as what I call the electric dustpan. So if you just toe kick that up when you're plugged into your park power, it'll, activate the suction unit 2.0, and it will, you can just brush everything right in there. Big sink, solid counter space. It is just a mirror on the wall, not a medicine cabinet, which I found a little interesting, although actually getting in the RV and looking at some of the storage, I don't know that that's a severe problem. But this is one of my favorite parts of these. It's like an 8-foot ceiling? With 8-foot ceilings, I can just fingertip touch above the shower right there. And that is a big shower. A little bit of a small corner seat. You saw the mini shelves there for a couple shower beers in case you're two-fisting it. You always got to come prepared. And on a hot day, you need to crack 2 of them open because you're just going to finish one so darn fast. You know what I'm saying? Very fluffy, friendly space around the toilet right there. And then you see how you've got some, not quite floor-to-ceiling storage, but like 7-foot tall linen space over beside that. Plenty of serious storage in this bathroom. So moving on down the Indiana Jones corridor here, we come to a very private rear bedroom. Although you want to leave those windows open, you could certainly put on one heck of a free show for the neighbors there. Now remember, you have the ability to outfit this with a second air conditioner, and again, I'd be very surprised to see somebody wanting one of these without that. Now you have the blackout roller shades on all the windows here, and what's awesome is in this big king bed slide over here, you have breeze across windows as well. You also, if you notice, have household and USB outlets built right into the face of the slide box. That's something they can do here because this is essentially like a stick-built RV, not a laminated RV, so it's easier to run some copper through the walls there. Now, giving you a look at this thing right here, you notice there's kind of like that little shoe shelf down there. That's just sort of a precursor for what's to come. So let's get this sucker opened up. One of the really cool things that you see there is there's like full storage below the bed, which an RV like this really needs, because one of the things with destination trailers is they typically lack a lot of outside storage. Now, I show you the good with the bad. One of the hiccups on this one is that it does not have any sort of washer-dryer hookups. It seems kind of strange in a destination trailer not to have any level of washer-dryer hookup, but this, what was it, the 353 FBRB or something like that, they don't have any washer dryer hookups. This bedroom just doesn't quite, like that closet is not quite big enough for washer dryer hookups. So that might be a potential deal breaker factor for you, but I'm gonna shoot you straight regardless. Now, I normally like to close up slides and show an RV in road mode. In destination trailers, I kind of call it like seasonal storage mode though. Like when you're away for a while, you close the slides. And I was able to get the rear bed slide closed, but unfortunately, I've been recording all day and my battery box supply reserves are just flat exhausted. And I do apologize. I tried. I just didn't have the juice to get this slide closed. And it's a little over my personal GVW to try to lift and push it. But it is a one-button hydraulic slide system, so I don't know, maybe 10, 12 seconds, 15 maybe? It's super fast, both slides going all the way in and out. And obviously something like this mostly hooked up to park power, you don't have to worry about that. Now, if I had to guess when that slide closes, and I'm just estimating, if there's anyone out there that actually owns one of these that can drop a comment, confirm, please do to help everybody. I'm kind of eyeballing it. I think that slide's going to come up almost all the way to the kitchen peninsula. Now, if you really need to, you could probably butt scoop boogie hop your way over that thing and you could get over to the fridge. I don't know why you'd need to do that though, because you're probably at a park that has power. At the same time, if you really need to, you can always open the bedroom door from the outside and get back to the bedroom. But basically, an attempt was made, but I failed. Now, I thought it'd be neat to give you a straight down the barrel look at this thing. But it appears we don't have propane tanks on this one, just the cover sitting there. So it looks all kittywampus, and it kind of doesn't look awesome. Now, let's talk about a couple things. This is not a traditional travel trailer. It's intended to probably be used differently. So, like, you look at this, and some people are going, really? The old-style fold-out steps instead of stable steps? Well, a lot of people will build a deck in front of this thing right here, and stable steps you can't get out of the way. You could take them off, but these you just fold up and they go away. Also, you've got that sliding patio door here, and notice how the power awning is mounted a little bit higher up than the average bear. Again, the idea behind that is if you build a deck on this thing and you open the awning, you're not going to smack your head and crack your neck on the bottom side of the awning right there. Now, this one is one of my favorites for destination seasonal park type use because 0 slides over on the door side. So if you do want to put a deck or something onto it, you have maximum use of the camp side of your RV. Now, it doesn't have a lot of windows off the campsite, but the living room is right there with that big sliding patio door. And I mean, that to me, it gave me plenty of visibility of the campsite of the RV. Not to mention, depending on where you have one of these, that's kind of the cool thing with destination trailers. Sometimes destination campsites look very different. They're parked differently than a common towable site. And all the windows over here, instead of the door side, not usually so much of a big deal. Kind of depends a little bit. But notice how these windows are tinted, whereas the common stick and tin Salem Wildwoods are not. That's one of the destination differences here. Now you may notice too, I kind of mentioned this earlier, no fancy like power auto leveling system on this, which at first glance seems a little bit wonky, maybe a little bit goofy, stupid, whatever you want to call it. The thing is though, this is an RV that typically only gets moved a few times in its life. There's no reason you couldn't move it more. It's just not how they tend to be used. This tends to be a set it and forget it, Ron Popeil style camper. Well, you don't need fancy pants, expensive, heavy automatic leveling for something that you're just going to put on blocks and leave there. And again, we have a setup team, at least locally here, that can assist you with that. What do you think of this new exterior, by the way? That electric blue running down the side of this thing, very eye-catching. And again, it's the Energizer Bunny that just keeps going. Now, my train of thought. Oh, there we go. It is a single sewer outlet, by the way, in front of the rear slide. So between the slides, not blocked by the slide, are your gate pull valves for all of your sewer stuff, so you don't have to worry about like climbing under anything to get to it. Now you might notice no ladder on the back here. That's actually very weirdly common if you notice in destination trailers. It's just, for whatever reason, it's a RV market segment that doesn't typically have ladders. I don't exactly understand the trend. If someone smarter than me is willing to chime in and educate on that, I'd be more than willing to take the assist. The roof is, of course, fully walkable, and that underbelly that you saw, that is not only fully enclosed, but also forced air heated to give you some extra spring late fall camping capacity. So, they make 2 levels of this product. They make the Salem Villa, or the Wildwood Lodge, or they make the Grand Grand Lodge, which is 8.5 foot tall, 8.5 foot wide. Like if I get out of the way, you can actually see the stature difference between the two. It's just physically bigger all the way around. And now you're noticing that the Grand over here is in fiberglass. You have a fiberglass option available on either member of the family. I'm gonna ask a question I probably know the answer to. Should I get you some footage of this big bad boy? Leave me a comment, let me know. Maybe I can make that happen for you. You folks always direct this channel. So when you're ready, we're ready. And again, the team here, the highest volume, most experienced destination trailer sales team in the entire Bish's organization in the entire state of Michigan. Maybe not the highest volume nationally, but they certainly rank up there. So when you're ready, we're ready. And able, and willing, and whatever else. Take care, stay safe, have fun. Happy camping, everyone.